Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. And welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, today we are going to learn a very important topic. And I mean this, okay? We are going to learn transformation of sentences. It's a very important topic, guys. It will enhance your understanding of the language. You will be able to read better, write sentences better. So it's a very important lesson. Make sure you watch it till the end. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, press that bell icon, be a part of the channel. Alright, let's do it. Now guys, before we talk about anything, we need to understand what this transformation of sentences mean. What does it mean? Transformation of sentences simply mean to change the form of a sentence into another form without changing its meaning, right? And let me tell you, we will learn two types of transformation. Simple sentences into compound sentences and simple sentences into complex sentences, right? There's going to be two more videos on this particular topic, right? So today we'll learn these two types of transformation. Now guys, look at these sentences and tell me if there is any difference in terms of the meaning of these sentences. He is too weak to do the job. He cannot do the job for he is too weak, or he's too weak so he cannot do the job. And the third example is he's so weak that he cannot do the job. Now guys, tell me, is there any difference in terms of the meaning of these sentences? No, there is no difference at all. All these sentences are talking about the same thing, okay? In different structures, in different forms. The first one is a simple sentence. The second one is a compound sentence. And the third one is a complex sentence. But all these sentences are talking about the same thing, giving the same meaning, right? How to do that, how to do this transition, that's exactly what we are going to learn. And to be able to do that, to be able to understand this transformation, we need to learn a couple of things. We need to know a couple of things. We need to know what a dependent clause is, what an independent clause is, what is a simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, adjective clause, adverb clause, noun clause, participle phrases. We need to know all these things, because if we do not know these things, we'll not be able to understand how the transformation takes place. So you might already know all these things, but I'll still take you through all these concepts in brief so that you understand how exactly the transformation happens. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start with an independent clause. Guys, what is an independent clause? Very simple. It is a group of words that has a subject and a verb. It has the combination of the subject and the verb, right? And an independent clause is a complete sentence. Examples: I love my students. Monu is my best friend. Yes, he is. I am doing this for you guys. Yes, I am, right? So all these examples are independent clauses. All these examples have a subject and a verb, and all these examples stand on their own. Okay, these are complete sentences, guys. That's what an independent clause. It's a complete sentence. It has a subject and a verb, and it gives a complete meaning. Now, what is a dependent clause? As the name goes, it depends on something. It is a clause, that means it has a subject and a verb. It has that, right? But it does not stand on its own. It depends on something. It depends on an independent clause. And guys, always remember, a dependent clause starts with a subordinating conjunction. Conjunction like if, unless, until, before, after, because, though, even though, and all the subordinating conjunctions we have in English, right? Some examples. If you stop listening to your mind, is it a complete sentence? No. It makes us ask, so what? There is something that I'm not telling you. If you stop listening to your mind, what happens? Because I don't have the money, so what? There is something that's not clear. When we help someone, so what? What happens? All these examples have a subject, right? You, I, we, and have a verb. Stop, don't have, help, but they do not give a complete meaning. They depend on something. They give an incompleted idea, right? So we need an independent clause to make them a complete sentence. If you stop listening to your mind, you will be able to do whatever you want to do in life, right? Something like that. So that's what a dependent clause is. Now let us understand what is a noun clause. Guys, we are doing this to understand the transformation. If you don't do this, you might already know these topics, right? So it's great if you do, but if you don't, it's going to be difficult for you to understand the transformation. So that's why I am making you understand these topics before we jump into transformation. Okay, what is a noun clause? Guys, it's a dependent clause that starts with a relative pronoun, like all the pronouns that you see on your screen: who, whom, which, what, right? A noun clause starts with a relative pronoun and works as a noun in a sentence. Examples: I like what you said to me. I like what you said to me. So this entire clause is working as a noun. You like something. What do I like here? I like what you said to me. I like something. What is that? What you said to me, starting with the relative pronoun what. You is the subject, said is the verb. What I love is teaching English. Yes, that's what I love. What is the subject? What I love, right? Again, a noun clause. What is an adjective clause? Guys, again, an adjective clause is a type of a dependent clause that works, guess what, as an adjective. Simple. It again starts with a relative pronoun, but this clause, as the name goes, works as an adjective. It modifies a noun or a pronoun. Examples: I admire people who don't give up. I admire people who do not give up. Who do not give up is the adjective clause. Who is the subject, which is the relative pronoun. Do not give up. Alright, that's the phrasal verb. The car that is colored black is mine. The car, which car? That is colored black is mine. That is colored black. This is the adjective clause. Let's understand what is an adverb clause. Guys, an adverb clause is also a dependent clause, right? That starts with some subordinating conjunction and works as an adverb. As the name goes, it works as an adverb. So it basically gives information about a verb in a sentence, right? It gives information about it. It modifies it. Let me show you some examples. We met after the game got over. We met when after the game got over, right? So after the game got over is the adverb clause starting with a subordinating conjunction after and giving information about the verb met. We met when after the game got over. All right. I need some money because my father is ill. I need some money because my father is ill. This is an adverb clause starting with a subordinating conjunction because and giving information about the verb. I need some money. You need money. Why? Because my father is ill. My father is the subject, is the verb, because is the subordinating conjunction. Okay, that's what an adverb clause is. Now let us understand what is a participle phrase. We'll be using it a lot to transform sentences. A participle phrase, guys, is a phrase that means a group of words without having the subject verb combination. Okay, it's a phrase that starts with a participle. Now the participle can be a present participle, a verb form ending with ing, or a past participle, and this entire phrase, participle phrase, works as an adjective in a sentence, right? Let me show you some examples. Looking into her eyes, I started crying. So looking into her eyes is the present participle phrase. It's a participle phrase starting with the present participle looking and giving information about the subject I, right? Setting the tone of the sentence. I looking into her eyes, giving information about me, started crying. Downloaded by more than 1 million people, my application is doing great. Downloaded by more than 1 million people. This is a participle phrase. Starting with the past participle, downloaded. Downloaded by more than 1 million people. This is giving information about the subject of the sentence, my application. My application, downloaded by more than 1 million people, is doing great, right? So that's what a participle phrase is, guys. I mean, I have made videos on all these topics. You can go and check them out, right? Let's start with a simple sentence, guys. A simple sentence is an independent clause, okay? Whenever we use a simple sentence, we just talk about one idea. Examples: I love my students. Again, simple sentence, independent clause talking about one idea. Monu is my best friend. One idea. The guy dancing on the stage lives next to my house. Again, talking about one idea. It has some modifiers. The guy dancing on the stage. That's a present participle phrase giving information about the subject, the guy. A simple sentence, guys, can have modifiers, can have modifying phrases, right? But still, it talks about one idea. It will not have two clauses. It can never have that, okay? More examples. Looking into her eyes, I started crying. Again, this is a simple sentence. Looking into her eyes is a participle phrase. I started crying is an independent clause. So this is again a simple sentence which has a modifying phrase. I'll tell you again, a simple sentence can have phrases, can have modifiers in it. Okay? One more example, after the match we went for a movie. After the match, modifying phrase, we went for a movie. Let us quickly understand what a simple, compound and complex sentence is. What is a compound sentence now? A compound sentence, guys, has two independent clauses in it. It has two sentences in it, and it is joined by a coordinating conjunction. So we bring these two sentences together using a coordinating conjunction, and we have 7 coordinating conjunctions in English. For, and, nor, but, or, yet. So an acronym to remember this is fanboys. Okay? So just remember, a compound sentence has 2 independent clauses in it. And the reason we add them together is because there is some sort of relation between them. Examples. I want to open a school for the poor, but I don't have the money. I want to open a school for the poor, independent clause. I don't have the money, independent clause, because there is a relation, contrasting relation. I'm bringing them together using a coordinating conjunction, which is Max was feeling depressed, so he committed suicide. Max was feeling depressed, independent clause, complete sentence. He committed suicide, complete sentence. Because the first clause talks about the reason of the second action, we are bringing them together. Max was feeling depressed, coordinating conjunction, so he committed suicide. Now, what is a complex sentence? Guys, a complex sentence is formed using an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. Examples. If you don't come to my party today, dependent clause cannot stand on its own. I will never talk to you. If you don't come to my party today, dependent, I will never talk to you, independent. She will not marry Max even though he has a lot of money. She will not marry Max, complete sentence, independent clause. Even though he has a lot of money, dependent clause. It cannot stand on its own. Now let's understand how to do the transformation. We'll start with the first type. A simple sentence into a compound sentence. Now guys, we are simply going to transform these sentences. I'm not going to give you the rules. Okay? I want you to understand how this happens. If you simply understand the process, you do not need any rules. So I'm simply going to show you how to change these simple sentences into compound sentences. But I will tell you something. If the simple sentence has 2 or more pieces of information in there, you can use that and transform it into a compound sentence. Let me show you some examples. Example number 1. Everyone is scared of her spooky antics. Guys, look at this example. We've got 2 adjectives here, scared and spooky. Scared is referring to everyone and spooking is referring to her. And we can use these 2 pieces of information, these 2 adjectives to transform this sentence into a compound sentence. Let's do it. She is spooky, complete sentence, independent clause, and coordinating conjunction. Everyone is scared of her. So we got 2 sentences here. We got 2 independent clauses here. She is spooky. Everyone is scared of her. And guys, both these sentences give the same meaning. I can also say she is spooky, so everyone is scared of her. Now, both the simple sentence and the compound sentence give the same meaning. Alright? Next example. I am working hard in spite of not getting the desired results. Again, if we want to transform this sentence into a compound sentence, we need information. Do we have enough information? Yes, we do. I am not getting the desired results, yet I am working hard. Now we have 2 independent clauses here and 1 coordinating conjunction yet. We just did it. Next example. We hired you for your honesty. Now guys, look at the sentence. What can we use to transform this into a compound sentence? We've got 2 pieces of information. We hired you, right? And you are honest. And we can use this to transform it into a compound sentence. You were honest, so we hired you. Or you were honest and we hired you for that. Simple. I'm not telling you the rules, guys. I'm telling you how it happens. I want you to understand the process. I want you to understand how it happens. If you just look for the rules, you will know the rules, but you will not have the understanding of the language. And I want you to understand the language, just not learn the rules, alright? Next example. In spite of failing many times, she did not give up. So, don't we have two pieces of information again? Yes, she failed many times. That's one piece of information. She did not give up. That's the second piece of information. Okay? In spite of failing many times is nothing but a modifying phrase. That's not a sentence. That's not a clause, right? And we are going to change this sentence into a compound one. She failed many times. That's an independent clause, complete sentence. But coordinating conjunction, she never gave up. There we go. Next example. This is my friend Rahul. This is my friend Rahul. Now, how can we make this sentence into a compound sentence? Do we have two pieces of information? Yes, we do. His name is Rahul and he's my friend. So I can say this is my friend and his name is Rahul. Or he is Rahul and he is my friend. Got it? Being dark, he went home. Being dark, he went home. It was dark, so he went home. Again, simple, right? Next example. She did not return home even after getting dark. So we again got two pieces of information. She did not return home. It got dark. It was dark and she did not return home. It was dark, yet she did not return home. Alright? See, it's very simple. We're just playing with the information we have in the sentence. If we simply do not have enough information to change a simple sentence into a compound one, we cannot do it. Okay? So you have to understand how the transformation is happening. For examples, we met after the game. The game got over and we met. The game got over and we met. Again, two independent clauses. Alright? Now, guys, if your sentence has the following structure: subject plus a helping verb followed by 2 plus adjective, 2 plus adjective followed by an infinitive phrase, 2 plus first form of a verb, right? We can change it into this particular structure. Let me show you some examples. He was too busy to join us. He was too busy to join us, right? He was busy, so he did not join us. He was busy, independent clause, complete sentence. He did not join us, complete sentence. So is a coordinating conjunction giving the reason. Alright? You are smart enough to make money. Again, we have two pieces of information, and that's exactly what we are going to use to make this into a compound sentence. You are smart and you can make money. You are smart and you can make money. Simple. You can also change two simple sentences into one compound sentence. Example, I was angry, I kept silent. There is a relation between these two sentences. And since there is, we are going to change them into a compound sentence. I was angry, yet I kept silent. I was angry, yet coordinating conjunction, I kept silent. Got it? So that's how we guys change a simple sentence into a compound sentence. Now let's understand how to change a simple sentence into a complex sentence. So with this particular transformation, I will show you how many possible ways are there to change a simple sentence into a complex one, and there are many ways. So let's start with the first one. When you have an adjective or an adjective phrase in a simple sentence, change that into an adjective clause. Let me show you some examples. He lives in a big house. John wants to do something enjoyable. We've been working on a life-changing project. All these three examples are simple sentences. Let's change them. Example number one, he lives in a big house. Guys, big is the adjective here. We can change it into an adjective clause and we can have a complex sentence by doing that. He lives in a house that is big. That is big is the adjective clause giving information about the noun house. So we've changed the adjective big into an adjective clause that is big. Alright? And when you do that, take the adjective out of the sentence and put an adjective clause after the noun it modifies. Second example, John wants to do something enjoyable. What is the adjective? Enjoyable, right? We'll change it into an adjective clause. John wants to do something that he can enjoy. John wants to do something that he can enjoy or that gives him enjoyment or pleasure. We have been working on a life-changing project. Can you guys change this one? We can change the adjective into an adjective clause. What is the adjective? Life-changing. We've been working on a project that is life-changing or that can change lives, right? So remove the adjective and use an adjective clause, put an adjective clause after the noun it modifies. That's exactly what we did, right? So that's rule number one. Rule number two is you can change a noun or a noun phrase into a noun clause. You can do that. Let me show you how. I know his crime. I know his crime, right? So his crime is a noun phrase. Can we change it into a noun clause? Yes, absolutely we can. Let's do it. I know what crime he has done. I know what his crime is. So we have changed this noun phrase, his crime, into a noun clause. And by doing that, we have two clauses in these two examples. I know, that's an independent clause, complete sentence. I know, okay? What his crime is, that's a dependent clause, or what crime he has done, okay? Next example. He gifted me a car. He gifted me a car. Complex sentence. He gifted me what I dreamed about a car. He gifted me what I dreamed about. And we have used colon to drop that information as a surprise, okay? So guys, in this complete sentence, we have two clauses. He gifted me, independent clause. What I dreamt about, that's a dependent clause, okay? So that's the second way to do it. Third way to change a simple sentence into a compound one is to change an adverb phrase into an adverb clause that we learned in the beginning of the lesson. Let's do it. Most people get crazy after drinking. In my childhood, I used to trouble my mother a lot. She does not use her phone after 11 p.m. So all these examples have adverb phrases. After drinking, in my childhood, after 11 p.m. And that's exactly we are going to use to make these sentences into compound sentences. Look at the solution. Most people get crazy when they drink, or most people get crazy after they drink. So we have changed this adverb phrase after drinking into an adverb clause. When they drink. When subordinating conjunction, they subject, drink verb, or after they drink. So now we've got two clauses here. Most people get crazy, independent clause. When they drink or after they drink, that's a dependent clause. Second example, in my childhood, I used to trouble my mother a lot. When I was a child, dependent clause. I used to trouble my mother a lot. So I changed in my childhood an adverb phrase into an adverb clause when I was a child. Third example, she does not use her phone after 11 p.m. She does not use her phone when it gets 11 or when it is 11 p.m. Simple. Again, we changed the adverb phrase into the adverb clause. So that is the third way to do it. Guys, fourth way to do it is to change participle phrases into adverb and adjective clauses. We know what adjective and adverb clauses are. We know what participle phrases are. Let's take some examples and do this. Failing the test, he committed suicide. Downloaded more than 1 million times, my application is doing great. Motivated by his teacher, Max started working hard. Example number one. Failing the test, he committed suicide. Failing the test, guys, is the present participle phrase coming in the beginning of the sentence. We can replace it with an adverb clause, right? After he failed the test, he committed suicide. Or he committed suicide after he failed the test. Alright? So guys, after he failed the test is a dependent clause, is an adverb clause that's giving information about the main clause. He committed suicide. When did he do it? After he failed the test. Alright, so we've got two clauses here. One independent, he committed suicide. One dependent, after he failed the test. We have a subject he, we have a verb failed. After is the subordinating conjunction. Got it? Example number 2. Downloaded more than 1 million times, my application is doing great. Downloaded more than 1 million times is a past participle phrase modifying the noun my application, right? Now again we'll do the same thing. We'll change this phrase into a clause. My application that is downloaded more than 1 million times is doing great. Third example. Motivated by his teacher, Max started working hard. So motivated by his teacher is the past participle phrase, and we'll change it into a dependent clause that is going to give information about the main clause. After Max got motivated by his teacher, he started working hard. After Max got motivated by his teacher, he started working hard. When did he start working hard? After he got motivated by his teacher. So this entire clause, after Max got motivated by his teacher, is a dependent clause that's giving information about the main clause. He started working hard. So it's working as an adverb. Okay, so we'll call it an adverb clause. So guys, that is the fourth way to do it. Fifth way, when you have the following structure: subject plus a helping verb followed by to plus adjective plus an infinitive, and the infinitive gives information about the adjective. When this is the structure, we use so and that. We use these conjunctions so and that to form a complex sentence. Let me show you how. He is too weak to kill me. He is too weak to kill me. This job is too risky to do. He is too weak to kill me. Let's change this sentence into a complex sentence. He is so weak, so we use so before the adjective. He is so weak now that he cannot kill me. He is so weak that he cannot kill me. This job is too risky to do. This job is so risky that no one can do it. No one will do it. Alright? So that's how we change a simple sentence into a complex sentence when such is the structure. I hope you've got it. Let's move to the next rule. Guys, when we have an infinitive or an infinitive phrase working as an adverb giving a reason or a cause of an action, we can replace it with an adverb clause starting with so that. Starting with so that. Let me show you how. I meditate to stay calm. We learn English to succeed in life. I meditate, why? To stay calm. So to stay calm is an infinitive phrase giving the reason of the action why I meditate. We learn English to succeed in life. Why do we learn English? To succeed in life, right? Now let's change these phrases, infinitive phrases, into adverb clauses. I meditate, will use so that. I meditate so that I can stay calm. I meditate so that I can stay calm. We use the same subject I, right? A model auxiliary verb, can, stay, calm. Okay? We learn English to succeed in life. We learn English so that we can succeed in life. Got it? So that is the sixth way to do it. The seventh way to do this is, seventh way to change a simple sentence into a complex sentence is when you have a present participle working as an object complement. You can change it into an adjective clause. You'll not understand this. Let me show you some examples and make you understand. I saw a man crying. I saw a girl crying for help on the street. So crying in the first example is a present participle working as an adjective. And in the second example, crying for help on the street is a present participle phrase working as an adjective. It's an object complement, right? So we'll change these two things into adjective clauses. First example, I saw a man crying. I saw a man who was crying. I saw a man who was crying. Make sense? Yes, it does. Second example, I saw a girl crying for help on the street. I saw a girl who was crying for help on the street. What did we do? We just added a relative clause and a verb. That's all we did, and changed it into an adjective clause. Simple. there is one more way to change a simple sentence into a complex sentence. When you have conditional words or phrases in your simple sentence, you can change them into a dependent clause. For example, look at these two examples. Only stupid people believe in shortcuts, right? So this is somewhere a condition, okay? It's limiting the meaning of the sentence. Second examples. Indians are the best English teachers. I'm not saying it. Some people are, okay? Again, this is limiting the meaning of the sentence, okay? Only stupid people believe in shortcuts. So we have a condition and we can represent it using a dependent clause. Let me show you how. If you are not stupid, you will not believe in shortcuts. Also means the same thing. Both the examples, both the sentences give the same meaning, guys. That's exactly how we transform a sentence. Both these sentences give the same meaning. Second example, Indians are the best English teachers. I can say if you're not an Indian teacher, you might not be the best. Kind of give the same meaning, right? Again, it was limiting the meaning of the sentence, so it was sort of condition, and we used a dependent clause, an if clause, to represent that. Simple. So that's how we change a simple sentence into a complex sentence. To be able to do that, you need to know what are noun clauses, adjective clauses, adverb clauses, infinitive phrases, participle phrases that you already know, guys. Okay. So I hope now you know how to transform a simple sentence into a compound and into a complex sentence. Alright, if you have any doubts, any confusions, do let me know in the comment section below. If you like the video, which you must have, hit the like button, share it with the people that do not know how the transformation happens. And I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I love you all. Bye-bye.